Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Hi English Channel, the cozy place where English feels simple, real, and full of life. I'm Emily, and I'm so happy to be here with you today.
And I'm Paul. Hi, everyone. I've got my cup of coffee, a calm weekend mood, and a big smile. I think that's the best way to start.
Absolutely, because today we're talking about something everyone loves, weekends. They're short but full of small stories, aren't they?
Oh, yes. Sometimes weekends are busy. Sometimes they're lazy. But they always have that special feeling, like a pause from the noise.
Exactly. And today we'll talk about all the ways people spend their weekends, going out, visiting family, watching movies, shopping, and relaxing.
And of course, we'll learn how to talk about it in English. Real sentences you can use with your friends or coworkers.
That's right. But before we start, if you enjoy learning English with us, don't forget to like this episode and subscribe to Miss English Channel.
Yes, and write one short comment, maybe one English word that describes your weekend. It helps your brain remember faster.
All right, let's begin. So, Paul, how was your weekend? Did you go out with friends?
I did. On Saturday, I went out with my old school friends. We met at a small restaurant downtown. The weather was perfect. Not too hot, not too cold.
That sounds nice. What did you guys talk about?
Everything. Work, travel, funny stories from school. You know that feeling when you laugh so hard your stomach hurts? That was us.
I love that. Spending time with friends on the weekend is so good for the soul. You can say, I went out with my friends, or we met up for dinner.
Oh, that's a good one. Meet up. It means to gather or hang out, right?
Exactly. You can say, let's meet up on Saturday, or we met up at the park. Simple, friendly, and natural.
Listeners, can you repeat after us? Meet up. Let's meet up this weekend. Good job.
Nice. Now, what about Sunday, Paul? Did you stay home or go somewhere?
Sunday was family day. I visited my parents. We had lunch together, and my mom told a funny story about our neighbor's cat.
Oh no! What happened?
The cat jumped into their car while they were packing for a trip. They didn't notice until they stopped at a gas station.
That's so cute and chaotic at the same time. You can say, I visited my family, or we shared some stories.
Right. Share stories sounds warm. Like, we shared some funny stories from our childhood.
Exactly. And weekends are perfect for that. They help us slow down and reconnect.
True. I think language learners should also share their weekend stories in English. It's a simple way to practice without pressure.
I agree. Even one short sentence like, I had lunch with my family, helps your brain build confidence.
Okay, now tell me, Emily, did you do anything special last weekend?
I stayed home on Saturday morning, but in the evening, I watched a movie with my sister.
Oh, nice. What movie did you watch?
We watched a romantic comedy called The Holiday. It's one of my favorites for relaxing weekends.
Oh, that's a classic. I love how the movie shows both winter and sunshine. It feels cozy.
Exactly. When you talk about movies, you can say, I watched a movie or we watched a series together.
And if someone asks, what's it about? You can say, it's about two women who swap houses and find love.
Perfect example. Friends, try saying this. I watched a movie with my family. It was about friendship and travel.
Great job. And you can add feelings too. For example, it was funny, or it made me cry a little.
Yes, emotions make stories real. English isn't just words, it's about sharing how you feel.
Speaking of feelings, I always feel relaxed when I do a bit of shopping on the weekend. Just small things, snacks, shampoo, maybe a new notebook.
Oh, yes, weekend shopping. You can say, I went shopping or I bought a few things.
A few things is so useful. You don't need to name everything, right?
Exactly. You can say, I bought a few things at the supermarket, or I picked up some snacks.
Friends, repeat after me. I picked up some snacks. Perfect! That's such a natural phrase.
And you can also say, I ran some errands. It means you did small tasks. Maybe you went to the bank or mailed a letter.
Oh, I like that. Run errands. It sounds busy, but also responsible.
Yes, you can say, I spent my morning running errands. That's common in casual conversation.
Okay, but my favorite part of the weekend is coffee time. You know me, I can't live without it.
I know. Coffee is your weekend ritual.
Totally. Sitting at a cafe, hearing the sound of the espresso machine, talking about life with a friend. That's my kind of peace.
That sounds cinematic, Paul, and it's a great topic to practice English with. You can say, I had coffee with a friend, or we talked about life.
Friends, you can try saying that too. I had coffee with my friend. We talked about life and dreams.
Beautiful. And remember, weekends don't need to be fancy. They're about little moments that make you happy.
That's true. Even asking for directions or dealing with traffic can become part of the story.
Oh, yes. Like when you're going somewhere new and you say, Excuse me, how do I get to the park?
Or, is this the right way to the train station? These are small phrases, but they help you sound confident.
Exactly. And if someone gives you directions, you can reply, Thank you so much, or Got it, thanks.
Got it that's a cool and short way to say, I understand.
Yes, and sometimes weekends involve traffic. You can say, The traffic was heavy, or It took me an hour to get there.
That's so real, especially on Sunday evenings. Everyone's driving back home.
Right. But even then, you can use that time to listen to English podcasts like this one.
Exactly. Make your traffic your classroom. Learn while you wait.
And finally, there are weekends when we just stay home. Quiet, slow, peaceful.
Oh, yes. Those are my favorite. Just reading a book, watering my plants, and doing nothing important.
You can say, I stayed home and relaxed, or I needed a quiet day.
That's a perfect sentence. Simple, honest, human.
Friends, what about you? What do you usually do on the weekend? Think for a moment. How would you say it in English?
And you can write it in the comments. We love reading your stories.
Great. So today we learned how to talk about going out with friends, visiting family, watching movies, shopping, having coffee, asking for directions, and relaxing.
That's right. Remember some useful phrases. Meet up, share stories, run errands, pick up snacks, talk about life, and stay home and relax.
Even if you remember just one phrase today, that's progress. Every small step matters.
Yes, learning English is like a weekend walk, one step at a time with joy in your heart.
That's beautiful, Paul.
Thank you, Emily.
Friends, if you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe to Miss English channel. More warm and fun English stories are coming your way.
And comment below one phrase you'll use today. Maybe I had coffee with my friend, or I met up with my family.
Have a peaceful weekend ahead, everyone.
And remember, one English sentence today brings you closer to confidence tomorrow.
See you next time. Let's keep our weekend story going. I love how weekends connect people in small, warm ways. So, Paul, what's one weekend you'll never forget?
Probably the time I got completely lost on the way to meet my friends. It was raining, my phone battery was at 2%, and I had no idea where I was.
Oh no, that sounds like a movie scene. What did you do?
I asked for directions, of course. I said, "Excuse me, can you tell me how to get to Central Cafe?" Luckily, a kind woman showed me the way.
That's a great example for our listeners. Can you tell me how to get to is such a natural and polite question.
Yes. And you can also say, is this the right way to? Or how far is it from here? Those are all useful when traveling or exploring new places.
Absolutely. Asking for help in English isn't only about words, it's about confidence. You don't need perfect grammar, just a friendly smile and clear tone.
That's true, and people are usually happy to help if you ask kindly.
Right. Friends, repeat after us. Excuse me, can you tell me how to get to the train station?
Good. Now try, is this the right way to the market?
Nice job. And don't forget to say thank you. A little kindness goes a long way.
Speaking of travel, have you ever had one of those weekends when traffic just ruins your plans?
Oh, many times. Last month, I was stuck in traffic for 2 hours on my way to the beach. I could have finished a whole movie in that time.
That's terrible, but funny. You can say, the traffic was bad, or I was stuck in traffic. It's something we all experience.
Exactly. Friends, tried this sentence. I was stuck in traffic for an hour. It's easy and very common in daily life.
You can also say, it took me forever to get there. It's an informal way to say the trip was long.
That's a good one. Forever doesn't really mean forever, just a long time.
Yes, language is full of small emotional words like that. They make your sentences sound alive.
I agree. And when you finally reach your destination, it feels even better. That's why weekends feel special. They always have little surprises. Exactly. Some weekends are calm. Others are full of adventure. Like when I went to visit my aunt in the countryside last month.
Ooh, tell me about it. What was it like?
It was quiet and green. Birds singing, soft wind in the morning. My aunt made homemade jam, and we sat in the garden talking for hours.
That sounds perfect. You can say, I visited my family in the countryside, or I spent the weekend with my relatives.
Yes, and when you talk about simple things like this, your English becomes more emotional, more human.
I like that. Language isn't just about grammar, it's about connection.
Exactly. And listeners, here's a small exercise for you. Think about one person you saw last weekend. What did you do together? Try saying one sentence in English.
Maybe I visited my grandmother, or I went for a walk with my cousin.
Perfect. Keep it simple. The goal is not perfection, it's practice.
You know, Emily, one of my favorite weekend habits is watching something light, a movie, a series, or even a documentary.
Yes, it's relaxing and a great way to learn English naturally.
Right. I usually watch with subtitles in English. That helps me connect words with sounds.
That's a great tip. And you can talk about it later with your friends. For example, I watched a funny movie, or it was about friendship.
Friends, you can also say, I binge watched a series. That means you watched many episodes in one day.
Oh, yes, we've all done that, especially when the story is too good to stop.
Exactly. And when someone asks, what's it about? You can answer with a short sentence. It's about a teacher who travels to another country, or it's about love and family.
Those small sentences make you sound fluent. You don't need big words to express your thoughts.
True. And you know what else makes weekends fun? Shopping.
Of course, even window shopping feels good. You can say, I went shopping, or I bought a few things.
Or I picked up some groceries. That means you bought basic food or home items.
Exactly. And for clothes, you can say, I tried on a few shirts, or I found a great deal.
Listeners, deal means a good price. So if something is cheaper than usual, you can say it was a good deal.
Right. Let's practice together. I found a great deal at the mall.
That's good. And don't forget shopping for fun and shopping for needs. Both are part of weekend life.
Yes, like buying fresh flowers, or new shoes, or just grabbing some snacks for movie night.
Oh, that's my kind of weekend. Coffee, snacks, and a new series.
Speaking of coffee, let's go back to that. What's your favorite kind of cafe, Paul?
Small ones with soft music, the kind where you can sit for hours without rushing.
That's my favorite too. You can say, I spent the afternoon at a cafe, or I had coffee and relaxed.
And if you talk about the feeling, you can add, it was calm and cozy.
Friends, let's do a quick mini practice. Repeat after us. I had coffee with a friend. We talked about life.
Beautiful. Those are real English moments, simple, warm, and honest.
And that's what we love teaching here, real life English that feels like a story.
You know, Emily, I think one of the best weekend lessons is learning to slow down.
Yes, slow down and notice the smell of coffee, the sound of rain, the laughter of your friends. Those are the details that make English learning emotional.
I agree. It's not just grammar practice, it's life practice.
Exactly. When you describe real feelings in English, you start to think in English, not just translate.
That's the secret. Friends, try to tell one small story about your last weekend, even just 3 sentences.
You can say, I met my friends, we laughed a lot, I felt happy. Simple, real, and powerful.
And remember, your progress is not measured by big words, but by courage to speak.
That's so true, Paul. Every time you share one English sentence, your confidence grows.
And your weekend becomes not only fun, but meaningful.
I love that thought. Okay, friends, let's take a small pause here.
When we come back, we'll talk about how weekends help you recharge your mind and prepare for a new week.
And of course, we'll learn more beautiful English phrases to describe those quiet, peaceful moments at home.
So stay with us. Grab your tea, smile, and get ready for the cozy part of this episode.
I love this part of the weekend, when everything slows down and you can finally breathe. The world feels quieter, doesn't it?
Yes, that's my favorite feeling too. No alarms, no meetings, no rushing. Just a peaceful morning with coffee and sunlight through the window.
That sounds perfect. You can say, I spent the weekend at home, or I had a relaxing day. Simple, but full of meaning.
And that word, relaxing, is powerful. It means you're resting not only your body, but your mind too.
Exactly. Friends, try this. My weekend was relaxing. I stayed home and watched a movie. Nice and easy.
Sometimes I just stay in my pajamas until noon.
I know that feeling. You can say, I stayed in my pajamas all morning. That's real life English.
And it's true. I usually read a book or listen to music while I make breakfast. That slow rhythm helps me reset.
Yes, and it's also a great way to practice English, reading something short or listening to songs with lyrics.
Right. You can say, I listen to music in English, or I read a few pages of a book.
Even if you don't understand every word, your brain is learning naturally, like osmosis, slow, silent learning.
I love that. Learning through calm, not pressure. It's like when I clean my room while listening to podcasts. I'm not studying, but I'm still learning.
That's perfect. You can say, I cleaned my room and listened to a podcast. Friends, can you say that with us?
I cleaned my room and listened to a podcast. Excellent.
These are the sentences that describe real life, what native speakers say every day.
Yes, and you don't need fancy words. Simple English is strong English.
That's a beautiful truth. When you say something honest and simple, people feel it.
Paul, do you ever have weekends where you just do nothing?
Oh, yes, sometimes that's exactly what I need. I make tea, turn off my phone, and just sit on the balcony.
That sounds peaceful. You can say, I took some time for myself, or I had a quiet day at home.
Right. Those phrases show self care, taking time to recharge.
I think it's important for language learners too. Rest helps your brain remember better.
Absolutely. When you relax, your mind connects what you learned during the week. So even when you rest, you're growing.
I like that. So weekends aren't just for fun, they're also for reflection and growth.
Exactly. And sometimes quiet moments bring the best ideas.
That's true. Last weekend, while I was drinking coffee, I thought of a new goal to speak English for 10 minutes every Sunday.
That's wonderful, Paul. A simple weekly goal. You can say, I set a goal for the weekend.
Friends, maybe you can try that too. A weekend English time. Just talk to yourself, record your voice, or write a few sentences.
Yes, you can start with easy topics like what I did this weekend or my favorite weekend place.
And remember, mistakes are normal. They mean you're learning.
Exactly. Every mistake is a sign of progress, not failure.
Speaking of favorite weekend places, do you have one, Emily?
Yes, there's a small park near my apartment. It's quiet with tall trees and a small pond. I love walking there on Sunday evenings.
That sounds beautiful. You can say, I went for a walk in the park, or I watched the sunset by the pond.
Yes, and those little sentences are perfect for sharing on social media or in your English diary.
Friends, let's practice. Say, I went for a walk in the park. Good. Now, I watched the sunset. It was peaceful.
That's wonderful. See how short sentences can still tell a story?
Exactly. And when you talk about how something made you feel, it becomes personal English.
Right, like, I felt calm or it made me happy.
Friends, try saying one feeling from your weekend. Maybe relaxed, tired, happy, or peaceful.
Good job. Those emotional words make your speaking natural.
You know, weekends are a mirror of life. Some are full of plans, others are full of peace. Both are important.
Yes, it's like balance. You can say, sometimes I go out, sometimes I stay home. That rhythm keeps life healthy.
Exactly. And learning English is like that too. Study some days, rest some days, but never stop completely.
That's a wonderful reminder. Friends, maybe this weekend, make English part of your story. Just one small moment.
Like listening to a podcast before bed or writing 3 English sentences about your day.
Yes, you'll be surprised how these small habits grow into fluency.
And that's the heart of this channel, to help you make English part of your real life, not just your study time.
Exactly. You don't need to study harder, you need to live with English.
So true. And weekends are the perfect time for that.
Okay, let's do a quick recap of today's phrases for relaxing weekends.
Sure, I stayed home and relaxed. I took time for myself. I went for a walk. I listened to music.
I read a book. I had a quiet day.
I cleaned my room.
Beautiful. And our feelings: calm, happy, relaxed, peaceful, refreshed.
Great job, everyone. Even saying these words out loud trains your mind.
Remember, your brain learns through repetition, but gentle, happy repetition, not stress.
Exactly. So smile when you say your sentences. Let English become a comfortable part of your weekend.
I love that. Emily, you always make English sound peaceful. Well, English should feel like a friend, not a test.
That's perfect. Okay, friends, let's take another short break. When we return, we'll talk about one last part of the weekend, how to end it with gratitude and prepare your mind for the new week ahead.
Yes, we'll finish with some motivational thoughts and new phrases you can use for Monday mornings too.
Stay cozy, stay present, and we'll see you in a moment.
We've talked about fun weekends, quiet weekends, and even busy weekends. Now let's talk about how to end them with gratitude and a calm heart.
Yes, Sunday night can feel special. The sky is darker, the air is quiet, and you start thinking about the week ahead.
That's right. I like to spend Sunday evenings reflecting. You can say, I thought about my week, or I planned my Monday.
I do that too. I usually make a small list of what I'm thankful for, like good coffee, a nice walk, or a funny moment with a friend.
That's beautiful. You can say, I'm grateful for, followed by something simple. For example, I'm grateful for my family, or I'm grateful for time to rest.
Friends, let's say that together. I'm grateful for my weekend. Good job.
You see, gratitude changes how you feel. It turns small moments into blessings.
Exactly. Even if your weekend wasn't perfect, maybe you were tired or plans changed, you can still find one good thing to smile about.
That's true. And that's the same with English learning. Even one small success, one new word, one sentence spoken, that's progress.
Right. You can say, I learned something new, or I practiced a little. That's already a win.
I love that. Language learning is not about perfection. It's about progress, little by little.
And weekends remind us of that we can rest and still grow.
Exactly. Let's help our listeners with a few final, useful phrases for ending a weekend.
Sure. You can say, the weekend went by so fast, or I had a great weekend.
Or, I feel ready for the new week. That's a nice, positive sentence to use on Sunday night.
You can also say, I recharged my energy, or I feel refreshed.
Beautiful. Let's practice together. Repeat after us. I feel refreshed and ready for a new week.
Wonderful. That's how confidence sounds. Simple and honest.
You know, Paul, when I was a student, Sunday night always made me nervous. I worried about Monday.
Oh yes, that feeling, the Sunday blues. I know it well. But now I try to turn that feeling into motivation.
How do you do that?
I remind myself that every Monday is a new start. I think, what can I learn this week instead of what can go wrong?
That's powerful. Friends, you can use this mindset too. Change I have to into I get to. For example, I get to learn English, or I get to start fresh.
Yes, that small change makes your words more positive.
And that's how you build motivation, not from fear, but from gratitude and curiosity.
I love that. So, Emily, what's one sentence that sums up your perfect weekend?
I'd say I spent time with people I love and rested my heart. What about you, Paul?
Mine would be, I laughed, learned, and prepared for a new beginning.
Those are perfect. And you, dear listeners, what would your weekend sentence be?
Yes, write it in the comments below. Even one simple sentence like, I watched a movie with my family, can inspire others.
And when you write in English, your brain remembers better. Writing helps build confidence, step by step.
True. And if you want to make your sentence longer, try adding how you felt. I watched a movie with my family, and it made me happy.
That's lovely. Every sentence you say from your heart is a step toward fluency.
And remember, friends, don't compare your English to anyone else's. Your journey is unique.
Yes, some people run, some people walk, but we're all moving forward together.
And this channel, Hi English Channel, is like your friendly weekend cafe, where we practice, talk, and grow together.
I love that image. Learning English should feel warm, not stressful, like a conversation between friends.
So true. And friends, before we wrap up, let's do one last vocabulary spotlight.
Great idea. Here are 3 weekend phrases to remember: meet up, run errands, and stay in.
Meet up means to gather with friends. For example, we met up for dinner.
Run errands means to do small tasks. I ran some errands on Saturday morning.
And stay in means to stay home. I stayed in and watched a movie.
Excellent. Let's say them together. Meet up, run errands, stay in. Very good.
You're doing great. Remember, small practice every day creates big change.
Yes, even one weekend sentence a week helps you speak more naturally.
So as you finish this weekend, take a deep breath and smile. You've learned something new today.
And that's the beauty of it. English becomes part of your life, not just your study time.
That's right. Whether you're out with friends, visiting family, or just drinking coffee alone, English can live in every moment.
Exactly. It's not about perfection. It's about connection to yourself, to others, and to the world.
Beautiful words, Emily.
Thank you, Paul.
Friends, if you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to like and subscribe to Hi English Channel. More warm and fun English stories are coming your way.
And write in the comments one phrase you'll use this weekend. Maybe, I met up with friends, or I stayed home and relaxed.
We'd love to read them all.
Remember, one English sentence today, one consonant voice tomorrow.
Have a lovely weekend, everyone. Stay happy, stay curious, and keep speaking.
See you next time on Hi English Channel.
Bye for now.